to the 2, the 3, the 4. Them dirty red dogs done hit the dope, 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 dope.
Atlanta, 1987. The city, once the beacon of the civil rights movement, was hit like a tidal wave by the influx of crack cocaine, like many other American cities at the time. Church bells by day, gunshots by night. From Bankhead to East Lake, crack turned Atlanta's neighborhoods and corners into battlegrounds.
2 guys got in a fight right across in front of my house. I saw one peep his head around the corner, pow, pow, pow. It was just like you was in a movie.
Mothers prayed, hustlers plotted, and the homicide count climbed like the summer heat. City Hall had had enough, and the city's response was swift and unrelenting. They didn't want community outreach. They wanted war. So they created a unit with one mission: clear the streets by any means necessary. No warrants, no questions, just boots through doors and fingers on triggers. They called it the Red Dog Unit, which stood for Run Every Drug Dealer Out of Georgia. The streets called it something else: a gang with a badge.
Folks don't know who the Red Dogs is.
Yeah, the Red Dog is one of the most notorious police squads. Yes, their gang. One of the notorious police squads in Atlanta history.
Established in 1989, the Red Dog Unit was Atlanta's answer to the escalating drug crisis. Clad in black fatigues and moving with military precision, they were the city's frontline soldiers in the war on drugs. Their mission was clear: reclaim the streets by any means necessary. Vowing for a chance to host the 1996 Olympics, the mayor and Atlanta city officials were under extreme pressure to clean up the city's image. No international committee was going to hand a gold medal to a city drowning in dope and shootings. Crack had turned neighborhoods into war zones. English Avenue, Mechanicsville, Vine City. Places once full of front porch Sundays now echoed with gunfire. The city needed results, and fast. Their answer was the Red Dogs, a legal street gang in Kevlar and Oakleys. The Red Dog Unit was the brainchild of then Police Chief Eldrin Bell. He didn't want a patrol squad, he wanted soldiers. Their playbook wasn't community policing, it was domination. Quick hits, heavy presence, bust the stash house, flip the runner, flip the block. Former Officer Tony Patterson once told a reporter, "We were like the SWAT team with street sense. We weren't waiting on warrants, we were kicking in doors and letting the city breathe again." City officials knew what was at stake. The Olympics were more than a global event. They were Atlanta's shot at rebranding itself. To sell the city as a world-class destination, the streets had to be cleaned up and the image polished. The Red Dogs wasn't just a police unit. It was PR with a gun. Their tactics weren't subtle. Black trucks with tinted windows pulled up on corners. Officers in tactical vests would spill out, making dozens of arrests in one sweep. They cleared blocks and made local headlines. But with aggressive tactics came controversy. Reports of excessive force, illegal searches, and civil rights violations began to surface. For years, the Red Dogs were untouchable. They racked up arrests, seized cash by the duffel bag, and walked through neighborhoods like an occupying force. But behind the stats, the stories were darker, and eventually, the city had to look. Cell blocks started filling up with people who hadn't even been holding, just happened to be standing too close when Red Dogs rolled up. Residents of Bankhead and Pittsburgh told the same story. No badge numbers, no explanations, just slams against the hood and cuffs on wrists. High-profile incidents shed light on the Red Dogs' unlawful tactics. In 2006, the killing of 92-year-old Catherine Johnston in a botched no-knock raid shook the city's trust in specialized police units.
Investigators say 92-year-old Catherine Johnston fired a handgun at officers who entered her home November 21st using a no-knock warrant, injuring 3 officers. The officers responded by opening fire, killing Johnston.
Then came the Atlanta Eagle Raid, August 2009. A gay nightclub on Ponce de Leon on a regular Thursday night. That is, until the Red Dogs busted through the doors like it was a stash house. Patrons were thrown to the floor, searched without warrants, insulted, threatened. No drugs were found, no weapons, and no charges stuck, one witness told a local reporter. They made us lie face down on broken glass. We weren't suspects, we were just there. The fallout was nuclear. Civil rights groups came for blood. The city had to pay out over $1 million in lawsuits. The raid wasn't just reckless, it was illegal. And the Red Dogs, they were front and center. But the final nails in the coffin didn't just come from bad raids. They came from within. Multiple Red Dog officers were busted for misconduct, officers accused of stealing money during busts. One caught soliciting sex from suspects in exchange for lighter treatment. Another charged with excessive force after breaking a young man's jaw during a routine traffic stop on Moreland Avenue. Internal affairs was flooded, and the badge started to tarnish from the inside. By 2011, the writing was on the wall. Atlanta Police Chief George Turner stepped to the mic, cleared his throat, and said what many never thought they'd hear.
The time comes for us to reassess our mission, and the time has come to dramatically change the mission of Red Dog. Red Dog, as we currently know it today, will no longer exist.
But behind the calm words was a quiet admission. Unchecked power had become unchecked abuse. The officers were reassigned, the trucks disappeared, but the memory? They lingered. Their story serves as a cautionary tale about the balance between security and civil liberties.
The Atlanta Police Department needed a strong, swift, and no-nonsense response to this runaway crime. Thus was born the Red Dog Unit. For the first time, Red Dog was precisely what we needed. An aggressive street-level narcotics unit that could move quickly to stamp out crime wherever it occurred. The name reflected in this mission, Red Dog, run every drug deal out of Georgia.